Demarcus Jones. History. Knowledge. Yeah, the truth is here.
Black history was a mystery. I mean, it never really made no sense to me. Like who we were before slavery, how we got here, how we came to be, or what the strategy, about the powers that be. Erase the facts that we were kings and queens, but now the cats and I, they were magical. Everything we touched turns into gold. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. The calendar won't stay wrong. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. Originals, we don't need clones. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. Black history, you can learn at home.
Chapter 15. That sounds difficult.
Never before on my journeys had my narrator come to me so quickly. It was as if he were waiting for me. "Hi," I replied. "I am Bakari, and I will show you your America." I guess all of that thinking really paid off. Mr. Bakari was a tall, strong black man, similar to General Barca, but he didn't look all that mean. That was possibly a sign of no war. I began to smile. Bakari began to walk, and I began to follow him. I couldn't help but to ask him, "What year is this?" "You would call it 1316. "Is that 1316 years before year one?" I asked. "No, just 1316. So that would be," he was thinking, "about 694 years ago." "Okay, so this means America has not yet been discovered by Columbus." "Who's this Columbus you speak of?" Bakari asked. "You know, the man who discovered America in 1492. Then I thought again. Well, you would know, considering that he has not come yet. "This Columbus you speak of could not have discovered America. We have had people travel here for years, even before me. I have come to this land because I want to trade and expand my empire, just as the people before me had. I was also in search of a mentor." Bakari said that he had come from Mali in West Africa and had explored as much of the American landmass that he could. He said that he continued his journey as far west as he could in search of a mentor. "Seeing how the sun sets in the west," he said, "it's only natural that the beginning of the end lies just over the horizon." "Did you find it?" I asked. "No," he sounded sad. "At this time, we were still searching." Bakari said that he had sent a fleet of ships to find the ends of the oceans, and out of all the ships, only one returned. He was told that the fleet had been swallowed by the river in the ocean, but he did believe it. "I came to see for myself," he said. "The current in the ocean brought us to this great landmass with just more people. This has been a great place to expand my vast empire. Some of my people have mixed in well with the locals. I have asked some of the locals, and they have not yet found a mentor either, so I continue to look." Bakari was really interested in this place called the mentor. "The furthest I ended my journey was very far up north to the west, where I met people who call themselves Calafians. The Calafians told me that if I were to continue, I would end at more water. I didn't believe that this is possible, but I died before reaching the end of that journey." Bakari looked as if he realized that he was rambling. "Enough of my journeys, Demarcus. Let us explore this large landmass that you call America." Bakari said that he knew a lot about America because he spent a lot of time exploring it. He said that he and his men have met the friendly and the not so friendly. We began to walk. The steps that we were taking seemed to take up more space than a normal walk would take. The first stop we made was at a place called La Venta. This was a really busy and beautiful city. There were many black people there, which surprised me. I knew for myself that black people were in America before slavery because it just made common sense. But for some reason, like all of my classmates, we had only heard of black people coming to America as slaves. The people that I was looking at were definitely not slaves. At first, I thought that they were Africans because they looked exactly like the ones I had seen before. But then I remembered that this was not Africa, it was America. There weren't just the dark African black people around. There were also a lot of light people who had lighter complexions. Maybe they were all mixed. No, possibly they were not mixed, but they looked like dark-skinned Mexicans. Are we in Mexico? I asked Bakari.
Don't you remember, Demarcus? I told you that we were in La Venta,
he replied. Somehow, I don't think he understood my question. Bakari and I walked around in the city. Hey, look over there! I pointed in the direction of the perfect mountain. That looks just like one of the pyramids that I saw with King Hatshepsut.
How do you know of King Hatshepsut and not of your own era?
I know, I admitted. I am learning things a bit backward.
Well, just continue to learn. Many of our people are very wise, and they have built these same pyramids all over the world. If you were to do the calculations, you would find out that they all use the same mathematical proportions and point in the same direction.
That sounds difficult.
It is not difficult. It is required if you are to be a great builder. These pyramids, buildings, columns, and statues are not built on accident. You have to use precision and calculations. Why do you think so many other lands went so long without these massive temples and buildings that we have? The people of those lands do not know. They had to learn.
We continued to walk throughout the city, and I continued to marvel the buildings and sculptures that were created long before machines. Just when I thought I'd seen enough of this beautiful city, I became stunned at this huge face I saw staring at me. I stopped walking in my tracks. I pointed at the face, trembling a little, while looking to see if this frightened anyone else. But no one else seemed to be afraid. They were actually pleased by it. I started to walk slowly towards the face and noticed something that I had not realized at first. This face was actually a head. The head was taller than my dad and about as wide as one of our living room couches. The head looked like it came from a giant. I stared at this huge head that was staring back at me. It had a stern look, a wide nose, and full lips. I walked around to the back of the head and noticed that this huge head had hair that was braided to the back. This guy must have been really important to have a head this big sitting in this very busy area, I said to Bakari.
He is, he replied. They all are.
I looked around, and surely there were more huge heads similar to this head, all with completely different faces.
These heads are in many places, not just here. You see, the people in my world, Africa, came here over 2,500 years ago and started this civilization. These huge heads are very old. Your America is very old, but not older than where I come from. I think we have seen enough of La Venta. I have met some equally great people in different places along this huge land. Which part of this landmass do you live?
I live in North America, I said. Is this where we are?
We can go farther north, so let's go.
On the next chapter of Demarcus Jones and the Solar Calendar Animated.
Yeah, those are hills, I said.
Those were created by people. Those are what you would call a mound.
I guess the solar calendar came and went without a warning.